long and short of it is yes. And from a common sense perspective, yes. Before we even delve into what the law provides, you know, if you actually dive into it and you look at what the Road Traffic and Transport Act says, what a road is, it says it constitutes a place where it's a street or a thoroughfare where or any other place which is commonly used by the public. But if you further dive into that, you have the roadway, which is also defined in the Road Traffic and Transport Act to say that that is a place that is specifically made for vehicular use. So now we find ourselves in a situation whereby we have these children of ours playing on a public road, but the roadway, and that is a big issue for us. But insofar as the municipal bylaws are concerned, it is provided in the street and traffic regulations as promulgated in the government notice number 9 of 1930. That
is that the specific section?
That's the specific now.
All right, because that leads up to my next question about what is that specific section. But you've mentioned it just now in terms of, you know, the bylaws that address the use of public roads for recreational activities like street soccer. Most of our young people love to play on the streets. What is your advice that you want to give to parents in relation to this law?
Well, my advice is, as a parent, you need to take care of your obligations. The kids need to be taken care of, as provided for in the Constitution, number 1, Article 15, and also the Child Care and Protection Act. It is your obligation as a parent to care for the children. Those are the basic conditions. Even play and leisure are there, but care and protection for the kids is paramount. So if you are a parent and you are failing in that regard, then you can be taken to task. So
what are those tasks? I mean, could parents or guardians face charges, and what are those charges, such as child neglect? Let's say if a child is found playing in the street, what are those specific charges?
Yes, definitely. You've just mentioned it. Child neglect. You are neglecting your duties as a parent, as provided for by the Child Care and Protection Act, that is number 3 of 2015. So it's important that we look at that, but I really don't want it to be, you know, sort of like, let's look at the law. Let's look at common sense. What does it dictate? Where are you as a parent when your son or your daughter is on the road playing? What does it say, you know, about your parenting skills? So it's imperative that as parents we look at that, not necessarily what the law provides, but what does the law of common sense provide.
Definitely. And it does come back to common sense. I mean, from your experience in the police traffic industry, I mean, there have been incidents of children possibly being injured, some fatally injured, and that is quite a concern. I just want to get onto the fact of, you know, what are the official road safety tips or guidelines provided by the city police in regarding children and pedestrians in residential areas?
Education is key. So it's important as parents, as part of our duties, from a young age, to equip the young ones about what to do and what not to do on the road. It's important. It's very, very important. It's something that we shouldn't miss. From a personal perspective, I think it should even be included in our curriculums, starting from, you know, kindergarten, so that by the time these children get to high school, they already know what to do. They are not following or sensing. They know because they've been taught. The difference that we have now is that the kids just follow what the others are doing. So if it's wrong, they will do it. So we want it to be right all the time, so that the kids are safe, because that is the bottom line. It really hurts when you hear that there has been a pedestrian accident and a minor is involved, 5, 6, 7. That is our future. So it's important that we take care of them kids.
Indeed. And are there specific areas within Windhoek's designated areas as safe play zones for, for kids to go and play, as opposed to playing on the streets? And how can we identify them?
We have numerous, in fact, playgrounds within the city. And the challenge is that we, the adults, have taken over. And we are doing all the nonsense that you can think about. You find those who are busy with illicit drugs, selling them, smoking them, in these areas which are supposed to be recreational areas, where we are supposed to exercise, where we are supposed, to have fun. But you find people drinking in those areas. So what does it say about us as a society? Where have we gone to? So it's important, like I say again, to look at ourselves, first of all. At the end of the day, we are here blaming the end product, the child. The child is a minor. Sometimes the child doesn't know what is right or wrong, but you, the adult, you know what is right or wrong. Yet there you are at the playground, at the parks, having a beer or smoking a joint. What are the kids going to learn from you? So let us use these areas for the purpose that they are meant for. Let us not change them to make them what they were not intended for. They were intended for recreational purposes. So let's use them for that. And if you are guilty of that as an adult person, look at yourself and change and leave that space for those young people, because at the end of the day, we need to build a future of people who are strong physically, mentally, and are ready for anything.
I mean, I know we're probably preaching to the converted, but just in terms of what is the recommended speed limit within residential areas that people should keep in mind of?
Yeah, well, within the urban area is 60 kilometers an hour in general. That's what the speeds provide, but it brings me back to now common sense. If you are in a residential area, you ought to, envision that there will be someone coming out of their house, walking, or there might be a child who walks out or runs out, of their house into the street, or from the yard chasing a ball, which means you need to reduce further, 20, 30, 40. If you drive near a school, logic should dictate that yes, the speed limit is 60, but it should be reduced further. Just like when it rains, just because the speed limit is 60 kilometers doesn't mean we should still be driving at that speed. We need to reduce further and drive the conditions. So it's important that we drive the conditions even in residential areas.
Is it possible to obtain a special permit or a written consent from the City Council to, temporarily close off a specific low traffic road for an organized street soccer event, for that matter?
They even refuse for us to close when people have funerals, so that they can be designated parking for the people who are coming to, say bye to the dearly departed. So now imagine whole street tournament on a public road. No, definitely not.
Definitely not.
No.
And if a permit is possible, but you said it's not now, so it doesn't really apply, does it now?
Yeah.
So who should we speak to in the community and public relations office, where you're working about promoting the use of safer, designated recreational areas instead of public roads?
Well, we have many departments within the city who take care of that. In fact, we have the Parks Division. The Parks Division take care of the parks, like the parks and the trees, all of those, and the playground. So those are the people you can even suggest to say, listen, I think, this area would need a play park or a field or anything as such. So it's important that we engage the city. Let's find solutions together. But kids playing on the street is a no-no, and it's definitely not a solution. It's in fact something that is an accident waiting to happen.
Now, if we observe, as public members, if we observe reckless driving in areas where children might play, what is the correct procedure for reporting something like that?
Well, just like any incident you report, even when you report crimes or anything, you can engage our control room, our command and dispatch center that is on 061 302 302. They will take it up. They will send members on the ground to come and investigate as to what is going on there. Or you can text on 4444 with that information. If you want to remain anonymous, you can always ask to remain anonymous, but as long as we know the details, where it happened, the registration number of the vehicle, we can follow it up and get to the bottom of it.
Before I let you go, Sergeant Shipanga, just as you said earlier on, common sense, I just want you to maybe give us a message of advice to parents and also to young people about the dangers of playing on the streets and giving that as a common sense message to the public today.
Well, from our side, is like I said, it really hurts when you get to a scene and there's a life that is lost. That is one. And let us remember also, one life lost on our roads is one life too many when it can be avoided, especially. So it's important that we look at that. It's important that at all times, as parents, I'm a parent myself, we take care of the kids. Let's find alternatives for them. If we can see that this child has a talent, this child is so much interested in playing football, let's find a way for him to realize his dream. We have a lot of Namibian players who have gone to play outside the country, to show off their skills. But we don't want to lose them on the road. They shouldn't be playing on the road. Let's find an alternative for them to hone their skills and get to the next level so that we are able to, to have a future as bright as we envision it to be. That would be my tip. Take care of the kids, make sure they are safe at all times, make sure that they play at designated areas, make sure that they know what to do when they have to cross the road or use the road